Hello, listeners. So today we are going to listen to Aurthohin band, which is requested really much in our comment section. Many people have suggested to listen to their music. We have previously. We are now going to react to their tracks. And the first track that we have chosen is Anmone. It was hands down the most requested track by them. Interesting thing is that the band lineup contained Bass Baba Somon, which to whom we listened to or we listened to his work back in Kachar Betor Ocean Paki, if I remember it correctly. And here the other artist who is part of their lineup is Rafa, who was also in the Cryptic Fate video that we did, and they are cherished as very how could I say
Legends.
legendary artist of Bangladesh, and this lineup is considered one of the best lineups of this band.
They have
This
Ibrahim Ahmed Kamal,
Ibrahim Ahmed Kamal, correct? And this track
Shishir Ahmed, yeah.
is the first one, and then they came up with Anmone 2 after some time. So we are going to listen to both tracks, but we'll create a separate video for the next one. So let's jump into it and then we discuss about.
Let's do it. Three, two, one, play.
যখন চাঁদ ঘুমিয়ে পড়ে আধার আকাশটাকে ফেলে শুধু আমি জেগে থাকি তোমার ছবি বুকে নিয়ে যে থাকি আকাশের তারায় মিলিয়ে যায় সব যেন কোথায় জানি এই রাত শেষে ফিরবে না তুমি আর তবুও কেন যে আসে
The guitar.
মনের মাঝে তোমার ছবি কল্পনাতে কেন যে তোমার হাসি শুনি মেঘের দেশে কি এখনো তুমি হারাও আনমনে কবিতা কি লেখো এখনো আমায় ভেবে বৃষ্টি নামে যখন
It's brilliant how
এই
guitar matches
শরীরে আমার
in the
ছোঁয়া
chorus part.
পাও বৃষ্টির সাথে আনমনে
Just notice on the chorus part, the guitar going with the vocals.
This was very 2000s, right?
Yes.
বৃষ্টি ভেজাই শরীরে কান্না দেখে না কেউ আমার অন্ধকারে ঘরে ডাকি না কাউকে যে পড়ি না আর সেই কবিতা দেখি না যে আর যোছনা অনুভূতিহীন দেয়ালে বন্দি আমি যেন একা তবুও কেন যে আসে
Guitar.
মনের মাঝে তোমার ছবি কল্পনাতে কেন যে তোমার হাসি শুনি ও মেঘের দেশে কি এখনো তুমি হারাও আনমনে কবিতা কি লেখো এখনো আমায় ভেবে বৃষ্টি নামে যখন
Yes.
এই শরীরে আমার ছোঁয়া কি পাও বৃষ্টির সাথে আনমন ভেঙে যাক তোমার আমার মাঝে ওই দেয়ালটা এই যে দেখো
The drums.
দাঁড়িয়ে আমি তোমার হাত
So far, the bass is at the backdrop.
Yeah.
how seamlessly they have
Yeah,
switched to.
crazy.
Now you hear the bass properly. Bass
Same.
Baba's punchy.
Brilliant.
Fast, he is a fast.
The fingers.
I mean, it's understandable with when you do it with pick.
মেঘের দেশে কি এখনো তুমি হারাও আনমনে কবিতা কি লেখো এখনো আমায় ভেবে বৃষ্টি নামে যখন তোমার এই শরীরে আমার ছোঁয়া কি পাও বৃষ্টির সাথে আনমনে
How beautifully done the vocals.
Yes. All right. Just a disclaimer, this track, I think G Series owns its rights. So let's hope that we are able to publish the video.
This one, I think we will.
Okay.
Yeah, so, yeah. By the way, in this particular thumbnail, Bass Baba someone looks like someone from Godfather.
Are you able to identify who is who? I'm not able
I
to
think
identify.
the right one, the rightmost is Bass Baba Samon. The guy in the white shirt is Rafa. The second person from the right is Ahmed Kamal, if I'm not wrong. And the leftmost is Shishir.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think it's a very old album cover, so yeah, we could be wrong.
Could be. Yeah, I hope not. But yeah, so let me tell you this. So when I was listening to this track, when you told me that we are gonna watch it together, I mean, the usual thing we do is we first of all go into the lyrics, read the lyrics, try to understand the narrative, what's being said, what's being sung, how it's being sung, right? Everything. I just kept noticing, so I knew that Rafa was on the vocals, but he's also on the drums. And the drums were so crazy that I was thinking that, okay, does he sing while drumming? I mean, probably not in the studio album, probably not, right? When you're recording in studio, you could easily do it separately.
Yeah.
I was just wondering. And then I came across his live performance from Legends of Rock. And man, I couldn't believe my eyes.
Absolutely.
I couldn't. He was playing drums while singing, while doing all his vibrato,
Everything.
going into extended notes, the control on his notes while drumming.
Oh,
That's physically, I mean, I can totally understand that Rafa is such a amazing drummer that he just does it from his muscle memory. Yeah, it's muscle memory. It's like driving a car. It's like playing your favorite shot. Right? It's just muscle memory. You see something coming, you do it automatically. But even then, the control on his breathing and his vocal cords,
breathing,
while
the most important thing.
physically, you do any physical activity and
Yeah.
your voice wavers. And yeah, it was, I mean, just hard to believe.
It,
Hard to believe.
it's just as simple. If you're walking and trying to sing, just try to walk and sing. You will feel the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You used to do that a lot.
And I'm always short of breath because of that. So,
Folks who are watching, he used to do that. I think it was his favorite activity. It still is,
it
probably.
still is. Yes.
It still is, right? And yeah, you're walking, you're taking a long walk. He does that a lot, even in these days. And during our university days, we are walking towards shuttle and all, and he just starts singing, and everything dies down, everyone shuts up, and so he knows what he's talking about.
Yes, I have a fair bit of idea.
But also, while playing a guitar, right? Uh, when you're singing while playing a guitar, you have to be mindful at some level, at some subconscious level, what you're doing. You know, when you're strumming, you are you forget to breathe, and then
Yeah.
you suddenly have to breathe, and you have to break the vocals and all that.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm saying, that it's so hard to believe. It's such an amazing skill.
Absolutely. No wonder they consider him as a legend. And the command that he has over his vocals is so amazing. You mentioned it during the track as well. The vocals are beautiful in this particular track. I will ask one question to you when we do the second part, and it's regarding the guitar solo because it was done here in this track as well at the end. And there we also have a guitar solo. And I want to understand from you because you try to interpret instrument a lot more. And I want to know how do you perceive both the guitar solos? How do you think what they wanted to communicate through those songs? But before I forget, I forgot to give shout out to Rubaiyat or Rubaya. She has been an avid follower of our channel, and she helped us understand the narrative of both the tracks and let us know that okay, both the tracks are having some sort of storyline or connectivity between them. So we'll listen to the second track as well. Coming back to the track itself, um, when I read the lyrics and I started to listen to the song, as you mentioned, we try to go through the lyrics first and then listen to the song together with it. I felt that the the emotions that Rafa is trying to communicate is basically of helplessness. Like he has no control over the memories of his loved one, and he was just trying to do it in with the chorus part. If you listen to the chorus part as well, the guitar going along with his vocals, just trying to depict that he is having no control over the emotions that he is going through after parting ways with the loved one. And I think it was done really well in this particular track. I personally enjoy Anmone 2 more, but I'll explain it why. Vocally. But yeah, I'll tell my reasons when we do that particular track. But this song still is pretty amazing song.
Right. So I think for me, Anmone, this track, the first one, it had far more passion. It overall, sound quality, the mixing and all was better in the second version because it was done later,
Yeah, for
probably with
obvious
new
reasons.
instruments or whatever, for whatever reasons, right? But the raw passion and emotion wise, this had more of it, even in vocals, even in instrumentals, everything. I, I also was trying to actually, when you said that what he was trying to convey, I was also just thinking about finding the correct terminology. I felt that he had this bechani, you know, a bechani, this restlessness about
Yeah,
this agitation about not being together, and he wants desperately, so
desperation. Yeah.
desperation, so this was desperations, so he desperately wants to get back together with that person.
Yeah.
So it's early phase of a breakup, or whatever, right? They got separated for whatever reasons. Yeah, we live in subcontinent, so we do also have yeah, arranged stuff happening a lot. So, so for whatever reason, this was desperation that he wants to get back together, and it was in the instrumentals, the guitar. So about the lead guitar, the solo, I was of course thinking about it. It had less melody, more agitation.
Exactly.
It was
Yeah, exactly.
more agitation, more almost shredding, almost the punch of notes. A lot of them less melody.
Yeah.
Um, so it just felt like more desperation, to get it out, to get it out, and that was the guitar solo. This anxiety, this you sit down and you bounce your leg,
Yeah.
and these kind of things. So yeah, this is what I felt. But also because of all of these elements, I did think that this had far more passion and raw emotion than the next one. But we will listen to the next one as well, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. I completely agree with the point. That's why I raised this question with you. The guitar solo here is all about desperation. The guitar solo that you listen at the end, and the song is about that. So it's done wonderfully in that context. And the second track that we will do, we'll talk about the guitar solo over there as well. Um, but anyways, as you mentioned, the raw passion was definitely there. Why I enjoy the second one more, we will discuss it further. One thing that I wanted to mention, we did Kashmir's Saya, and it's beautiful that how artists come up with this idea how to emote things with the instrument. There, you mentioned that the guitar solo was depicting panic, everything falling apart in front of his eyes, and here is just pure desperation, the restlessness that he's had experiencing, the tension, the anxiety, as you said, that he's experiencing it. I mean, there's a reason that the artists do it beautifully with their instruments.
One thing is to mention that is important, that again, this is how we perceive it.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, with when it comes to art, it is very environmental. It is very much situational.
Yeah.
So if some person has gone through a particular situation, they would try to map they would
Yep.
try to map this experience on their own situation, right? uh, when we talk about from our own experiences, situations, environment, we map it differently. And how I mapped it is, I mean, we will talk about the lyrics a little bit as well, but yeah, for me, it sounded like that person desperately wants to be together, and and I felt the desperation in everything,
Everything.
right? Yeah, but the lyrics of this particular track are also extremely beautiful, extremely beautiful. So luckily, in some tracks, I don't know why that happens. Maybe someone can tell us why that happens. Some tracks you just translate it, Google Translate, and what I usually do to actually make more sense out of lyrics is they are line by line, right? So you sometimes try to merge a couple of lines, and the meaning becomes far more better
Yep. Yep.
when they are broken down. It's very hard to understand what's being said, but
Yep.
when you try to like merge
Merge
a couple of
them.
lines, sometimes two, sometimes three, sometimes four, and the whole meaning becomes far more clear.
Yep.
With some tracks it happens, with other tracks, no matter what you do, it's cryptic.
Yep.
It remains cryptic. I don't know why that happens. Maybe because we are not familiar with the language. So maybe someone can let us know if they do have this understanding. I mean, they wouldn't have tried to translate their own language. But anyways, the lyrics of this track. Let me just read the first couple that I have been able to translate. When the moon falls asleep, it casts half the sky. Only I stay awake with your picture on my chest. I look at the stars in the sky where everything disappears. I know you won't come back at the end of this night. Still, why does your image come to my mind? Why do I hear your smile in my imagination? All right, the translation is shitty, right? But you can see what the poet is trying to say. I
Yeah.
mean, why do I keep hearing, or I mean, you don't hear smiles, but you do. I mean, I get the idea, right? Why do I
Yeah.
keep
Not taking
hearing
it
your smile in
literally.
my imagination? Why does your image come to my mind? Why do I keep seeing you in my head, in my imagination? So yeah, the lyrics of this particular track are far more beautiful, poetry wise, as well. I mean, again, because of such poetry, the emotions also
Come out.
naturally comes out pretty well.
Yeah, I agree. The lyrics in this particular version are far better than the next track, the second track, Anmone 2. And I completely understand even the chorus part. If you read the lyrics of this particular chorus part, it's also more meaningful, more passionate, more emotional, if I would say. And this completely reflects in Rafa's voice as well. So, anyways, when we discuss about Anmone 2, we will talk about it again a bit more, and we will understand that probably both the tracks better when we do it Anmone 2, when we do Anmone 2 as well. So, thank you so much, all of you, for listening it with us and constantly recommending this track to us. We will try to listen to more tracks from Authohin and probably from Rafa's individual work as well. But keep suggesting us, and we'll probably catch up on that pretty soon. Thank you so much once again, and take care of yourself. Goodbye.